Lewis Hamilton has once again shocked the Formula One world with his surprising statement about the SF-25, Ferrari's latest car. The seven-time world champion made a sharp comment that immediately caught the public's attention, even causing the Prancing Horse team to choose to remain silent without giving a response. Speculation has been rife. Is there any truth to Hamilton's statement, or is this just part of a psychological game in the new season? What exactly did Hamilton say that caused Ferrari's silence? Let's discuss it in detail. Bahrain marked the beginning of a new chapter in Lewis Hamilton's career with Ferrari. In 3 days of pre-season testing, Hamilton recorded the second fastest time, beating his new teammate Charles Leclerc. This surprised many, considering that Hamilton was still getting used to the SF-25 and had only completed a few laps compared to the other drivers. But what is more interesting is how Hamilton has reacted to the performance of his car and the hopes he has for this season. Lewis Hamilton seems to be getting used to his new car, the SF-25, even if he has not yet fully adapted to its characteristics. In the first few sessions with Ferrari, the seven-time world champion has shown increasing confidence, suggesting that the transition from Mercedes to the Italian team is going quite smoothly. Initial data shows that one of the main weaknesses that hampered his performance in Mercedes, namely instability when entering corners, is not visible in the SF-25. This improved stability is certainly a breath of fresh air for Hamilton, who has often complained over the past 2 seasons about the difficulty of adapting to the Mercedes car in the era of ground effect regulations. For Ferrari, the positive signs from Hamilton also bring great hope. The Maranello-based team has big ambitions to win the world title again after being left behind by Red Bull and Mercedes for so long. Hamilton's presence is expected to be a key factor in bringing Ferrari back to the top. However, there are still big challenges ahead. Hamilton himself admitted that he is still looking for a way to optimize the full potential of the SF-25. With his distinctive racing style, entering corners with deep and aggressive braking, Hamilton faces a challenge in an era of ground effect cars that require more aerodynamic stability. However, from several tests conducted, the SF-25 seems to be more compatible with his aggressive driving approach compared to the Mercedes car he has used in the last 2 seasons. If Hamilton is able to fully adapt and find the best settings, Ferrari could be a serious threat to Red Bull's dominance this season. So far, Ferrari themselves have not said much about Hamilton's progress. The team seems to have chosen to keep quiet and focus on developing the car and adapting to its new driver. However, if this positive trend continues, it is not impossible that Ferrari will become the main contender for the world title this season, with Hamilton as one of its spearheads. Comparing the performance of Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc directly during the test session is not an easy task. Many factors have to be taken into account, including ever-changing track conditions, different fuel loads, car setup configurations, and the testing strategies implemented by each team. As a result, more in-depth data analysis is required to get a more accurate picture of the performance of these 2 drivers. From the interim results that can be observed, Hamilton is showing very promising signs of competitiveness. Although it remains to be seen whether this advantage will be sustained in real race conditions, his driving style and technical approach provide some positive indications. One of the most striking differences in their driving styles is how Hamilton appears to be slower entering corners, but is able to accelerate out of them more quickly than Leclerc. In certain sectors, Hamilton seems to brake later and with more pressure than his Ferrari rival. This technique allows him to take advantage of the car's rotation to get back on the acceleration line sooner. With this strategy, Hamilton is able to save time more effectively in certain corners, especially those that require a quick transition from braking to acceleration. In contrast, Leclerc appeared to be more consistent in his approach to corners, with smoother and more progressive braking. This driving style has the advantage of maintaining tire consistency over the long term, which is often a key consideration for Ferrari when formulating their race strategy. However, this approach could also result in him losing a little time to Hamilton in some corners that require explosive acceleration on the exit. In addition, the difference in power management and weight distribution of the cars also has an impact on their performance. Mercedes appear to have made some significant changes to their car setup to support Hamilton's driving style, allowing him to be more aggressive in the transition phase between braking and acceleration. Meanwhile, Ferrari continue to rely on the stability characteristics of their car, which are more suited to Leclerc's more precise and controlled driving style. Although the test results have yet to fully reflect the true potential of these 2 drivers in race conditions, early trends suggest that Hamilton may have a slight advantage in terms of exploiting the car's performance in certain corners. However, it remains to be seen how this difference will affect final race results, especially when other factors such as tire degradation, pit stop strategy, and adaptation to dynamic race conditions are taken into account. As the season progresses, the performance comparison between Hamilton and Leclerc will continue to be a major focus, especially in the battle for position at the top of the standings. With Hamilton's experience and track record as a driver who can adapt quickly to different situations, and Leclerc's young talent continuing to develop, the competition between the two is sure to be one of the main attractions of the season. Although the results of the Bahrain test were quite positive, Lewis Hamilton was not able to fully test the SF-25's capabilities in a long race simulation. The limited time of the test session meant that he did not have the opportunity to run a long session, so his preparation for the Australian Grand Prix was slightly behind that of some of his rivals. This situation is certainly a challenge in itself, as consistency is often a key factor in achieving maximum results in long races. However, Hamilton remains optimistic about the challenge ahead. He stressed that although the preparation has not been perfect, he feels that this year's car has great potential to compete at the front. The seven-time world champion also highlighted the significant changes he has felt driving the SF-25, which has given him more confidence to face the new season. "This is the most positive feeling I have had in a long time," said Hamilton. "I'm really enjoying the car. It feels different to anything I've experienced before. There's a better balance and I feel more confident about pushing the limits." Starting the season with Ferrari is not only a technical challenge for Lewis Hamilton, but also a deeply emotional experience. As one of the most decorated drivers in Formula One history, his move to the legendary Italian team marks a new chapter in his illustrious career. In an exclusive interview with the BBC, Hamilton revealed his excitement ahead of his official Ferrari debut in Melbourne. "I still feel like I'm dreaming," Hamilton said with a broad smile. "Next week, I'll be driving my first race in the iconic Ferrari Red. Wow. I really don't have the words to describe how excited I am." Hamilton also shared how he began to truly feel a part of the Ferrari team. One of the most memorable moments for him was the first time he wore the team's iconic red racing suit. "When I stood in front of the mirror and saw myself in the Ferrari uniform, I couldn't believe it," he said with a laugh. "The uniform looked really good on me. At that moment I thought, this is really happening. I am now part of Ferrari history." More than just a change of team, Hamilton sees his move to Ferrari as a new challenge that will fuel his passion. He is aware that expectations are very high, both from the team and from the millions of Ferrari fans around the world. However, he is ready to take on the pressure and is determined to give his best in every race. Ferrari and its fans will be hoping that Hamilton's presence will bring the team back to the top. With his extraordinary experience and still burning determination, Hamilton could be the key to Ferrari's revival in the 2025 season. But there are still big challenges ahead. Red Bull is still the team to beat, while Mercedes and McLaren have also shown great potential in the title fight. The Australian Grand Prix will be the first test for Hamilton and Ferrari to see if they are ready to challenge Red Bull's dominance. Will Hamilton be able to prove that Ferrari is the right place to end his career in glory? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section.